Hi everyone, this is Allison Fletcher. I am the Drunk Astrologer, and today I'm doing a pick a card reading. So this will probably end up being a quick video because this is my first pick a card video. I am getting used to the process, how I'm doing it, kind of getting my flow. So if you guys have any comments, any suggestions, want to give any feedback at all, please let me know. I would actually greatly appreciate it. So I'm kind of picking a pretty deep question for this reading. What I want to know, or the question I wanted to ask, is one that I've been asking the cards myself recently, and I feel like if I'm asking that question, other people are probably asking that question too. And that is, how do you unlock your passion and purpose in life? So what I've done is I went ahead and drew 4 piles of Lenormand cards. I have group 1, 2, 3, and 4. For each reading, I will draw a couple extra tarot cards as well, just to kind of add depth to the reading. So take this moment, think about the question. How do you unlock your passion and purpose in life? And pick which pile you feel called to. So I'm going to go ahead and start right now with group 1. So for group 1, we have the key, the lady, and the house. So key, lady, house. So if you are a woman and you have picked group 1, I do think you need to consider looking deep inside yourself. To me, key really fits with this one, but it is unlocking your inner self. I think you should also take into consideration family members and how family members may be able to assist you, especially since we have the lady house. The house is home, family, really falls under that. I think there's also an element of stability to this, in my opinion. The key, unlocking the home, to me really kind of screams stability. I am a person that likes stability a lot, and possibly if you've picked this group, maybe you are as well. So I do think there is an element of doing what you feel comfortable and stable with, and it is okay to follow your passion in a comfortable and stable way. It is okay to make decisions based off of what you feel most comfortable with. Passion doesn't always mean extreme. There are some people who are passionate about staying home on the couch and watching TV. I am not one of those people, but if you are, more power to you. The other thing with the lady being in this one, it does add a little bit of possible confusion. If you are female reading this, this could be specifically about yourself, unlocking what you feel most comfortable with. If you are this also could be the key to finding your passion is by acknowledging female family members. If you are a guy, this most likely means someone else, unless you're very feminine. I don't know what. If you are, then the lady means you. If you don't feel you're feminine, then it could be probably a family member. I would consider kind of taking a look at what people, your family members, people around you, especially female people, are doing. It could help you lead to your passion. So let's pull a couple tarot cards, see what the tarot has to say about this. So for the tarot, excuse me, they're jumping everywhere. The tarot, unlocking passion and purpose. So for the tarot, we have the Page of Cups, which is very emotion driven. In some ways it can be emotional immaturity. But I think there also is a family aspect to me when I think of the cups, so I guess that kind of also pushes with the family. We also have Page of Pentacles. I think there really is an element of kind of the Page of Pentacles is a very learning card, as you can tell with the book in her hand. The Page of Cups is a very emotional card as well. I feel like if you've picked this group, you most likely are at the very early stages. And if you are at the early stages of finding your passion and your purpose in life, one thing I just want to say is passion, purpose changes throughout life. So kind of, I really feel like if you pulled these cards, you're at the beginning. You're at the beginning of learning about your emotions and how you feel about things. And you really could be looking towards your family members to tell you how you should feel. I don't always agree with that, but hopefully you have good family members to help you. And taking this time to really learn, study, kind of even seeing what other people are doing. Don't be afraid at looking at what other people are doing and what they're passionate about. Because at this point, if you don't know what you're passionate about, if you don't know what your purpose in life is, go try different things. Go try new things and go try what other people are doing. Because the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to discover that that's just not for you. So, yeah. That is group number 1. I kind of feel like it's almost like this group is the beginning of finding passion. Probably everyone has started at that point at some point of their life. So let's move on to group 2. So for group 2, we have Anchor, Tree, and Whip. So with this one, if you have picked group 2, I do kind of see some difficulties coming in your life. I see some tests. I see that with the Whip, especially with the Tree here. The Tree can be a very spiritual thing. So I think you are going to have to kind of fight through it. Fight through what the world is testing you with. Fight through those who tell you that what you believe is not right. Don't listen to those types of people. And especially here with this anchor right in front of the tree, this is staying strong in your stability. I love the fact that this card has the anchor as a tattoo, because what I see that is, I see it as strength that we're putting on ourselves. And obviously I'm a fan of tattoos, if you guys couldn't tell. I have those two right there that I can pull out really quickly. So I love tattoos. And I like the message behind having that be a tattoo. But stay strong in your faith, in your spirituality. Put your roots down. And don't let other people tell you what is or what's going to happen. The Whip is a fighting card. It is a conflict card. And people are going to try to clash with you. And you have to stay strong. This kind of tells me that if you pick group 2, you may already know what your passion is. If you've picked group 2, there's a really good chance that you know what your purpose is. You know what your passion is. But other people are trying to tell you how the world works. And only you know how your world works. So let's pull a couple tarot on top of this. Okay. So I have the 7 of Pentacles, which I always have the 7 of Pentacles in my mind as the card of employment. It's the card of working to be able to get what you want. I also have the Queen of Wands. And this in itself, the wands, I always think of ignition. Whenever I see the wands come up in a reading, I always think ignition. That's the first thing I think. Starting, going, getting things done, starting the fire. And for this one, the Queen of Wands is, it is all about kind of getting started. And I like the Queen of Wands here. I like the Seven of Pentacles. When I see these two together, I almost see this as the next step. First, you have to fight for your beliefs. You have to stay strong. You have to work hard at what you're doing. And if you do that, you are going to reach a sense of belief in yourself. And I see this kind of, I like the Queen of Wands because it is, in my opinion, the Queen of Wands is a very strong card. And it's coming into your own power. And being able to start things on your own. Being able to carry through on what you do. So, if you have pulled group 2, I think a general theme here is fighting for your beliefs. If you pulled group 2, I think it's highly likely that you have an idea of what your passion is in life, of what your purpose is in life. And I think you need to stay strong in yourself, believe in yourself, and push through. This is probably not going to be an easy journey, especially with this Wands. But I think the tarot cards that we pull on top of it, in my opinion, the Seven of Pentacles really shows that it's worth the fight. It's worth the hard work. Seven of Pentacles, in my opinion, is a little bit of rewarding you for the hard work that you do. I think a lot of Pentacles are like that. I think some of them are being given to you, but for the most part, you do have to work for your money. So, that is group 2. All right, let's see what group 3 has in store for us. We have the Ship, the Fox, and the Heart. And I am going to need a moment to process all 3 of these because these are all very strong cards, in my opinion. The Ship is traveling, it's going. And what scares me, so if I only had these 2, if I had the Ship and the Heart, I would tell you all about following your passion and following your heart, trusting your gut, trusting your instinct, just going, getting out there, and having good things happen. But we have the Fox in there. And the Fox is one of 2 things, in my opinion. It's a manipulative, deceptive person that we have to be careful about. It's often a very calculating person. It's someone who's not stupid and can sometimes even be very controlling. The other thing that Fox means a lot to me and pops up in the readings is your day-to-day mundane job. What you do each day to make money. And this isn't your career, this isn't your kind of life goal type of work. This is what do you do to make sure that at the end of the day you have food in your stomach. That's what Fox also means to me. So looking at this spread, there's one of 2 messages in here, and it could mean something different for each person. I don't know what situation you're in your life, but there's two readings that I would see here. The first being that you need to get out of your comfort zone, you need to travel, you need to try new things with how you make money day to day, and you need to make money day to day by following your heart and your passion and what you want in life. And this, when we fit this into the unlocking your passion, it's about getting out there, it's about exploring and using this exploration to try new ways to make money. The other thing that this could mean is being very careful of opportunities that are being presented to you. The other thing Fox Ship sometimes represents to me, only I think usually it's the other way around, is kind of this international scam artist or con artist type of thing. So there is a little bit of a warning here to be careful of who you're falling in love with, what you're falling in love with, making sure it doesn't have a mask on, making sure that it's not trying to deceive you. So there is a little bit of a warning here with these cards. So take with it what you will. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple tarot cards. Okay. So that's a little scary. Two of Swords and Six of Wands. So the tarot is basically telling me that it is more a sign of being careful who you trust and who you believe in. The Two of Swords, I think it's very important to mention that the woman is blindfolded in the Two of Swords. It's someone who's not 100% sure what's coming their way. The Two of Swords is kind of not knowing everything, but still having to make a decision. And the Six of Wands is kind of the card that I always think about when I think about celebrity or fame. So this is kind of very general in that it's just basically telling you just be careful of what's being promised to you. It's possible that if you're pulling this card, fame is your goal. Maybe that's what you are passionate about, is becoming famous, becoming a celebrity, becoming a famous YouTuber. I don't know entirely what you might be thinking, but this is kind of, in my opinion, a little bit of a warning. But I also think that if you do things carefully, if you do things right, if you're careful about who you trust, I think you can be successful. I always think there's an element of with the blindfold. If you know you're blindfold, like if there's a blindfold on you, if you know that you don't know everything, you are already in a way better position than those who think they do know everything. So yeah, that is group number 3. So let's go ahead and move on to group number 4. Okay. We have the cross, choices, which in other decks is also known as crossroads, and birds. So a lot of the times that crossroad and birds comes along, it usually means 2. There are 2 choices that you may have. Birds and crossroads means also could be talking about the choices that you have, deciding. So if I was just looking at these ones, I would tell you to talk out your options with someone. That would be my advice. But we have the cross. And the cross is a pretty intense card in my mind. The cross is very important. The cross is a couple different things. The cross is burden, but the cross is also destiny. And I think what this deck is telling you, if you picked group 4 here while trying to decide how to unlock your passion and purpose in life, is you probably have a couple different options. And these options could potentially be a huge burden to you. Trying to decide what to do is not always easy. And I wish I had some quick answer to tell you, oh, this is how you choose. I'm sorry, I don't. The other thing is that I think, not to put pressure on you if you pulled this, but there is an element of that there are 2 possible destinies for you. Or that you're choosing your destiny type of thing. And this gets into a whole conversation about free will, stuff like that. This is not the time and place for that. But it is a very much destiny burden driven one. I would love to say there's no wrong answers, whichever choice you choose. I would love to say that. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards on this matter and see if they can help illuminate this draw right here. So, unlocking passion and purpose in life. Well, that's deep. The Hierophant is a very spiritual person. In my opinion, he is the Hierophant. I always think about kind of back in the days of the beginning of Christianity and stuff. The Hierophant was always the guy that was telling you that the government or that the church ruled everything, asking you for money. That's always what I think of. I grew up in the Christian church, so I guess that kind of influences. But the Hierophant to me is also a very, getting back to the reading, the Hierophant is a very, there is an element of spirituality, and you can see it in the cap. This is a very, kind of, you have the cross. It's a very, but it's also a scholar. It's a learned person that is often directing those who have not learned. So I guess that kind of works with the cross. It really adds almost like a spiritual element to the cross, which is kind of a burden and a destiny. I mean, I'm not really going one direction or the other. I guess this also, if you are a spiritual person, I think, or a religious person, I don't even want to say spiritual because those kind of have become two things. But if you are a religious person, or I think it's okay to dive into your religion. We also have the Lovers. So the Lovers builds this concept of the birds being two, and a couple, and a partnership. So it is very possible that your passion and your purpose in life does revolve around another person, and it does evolve or be about you and that person. This could mean that you have a twin flame out there that you're supposed to find and supposed to do something with. So, and then the crossroads kind of between these two, I think, is also an element of balancing. Balancing others with yourself and what you know. So, if you drew group 4, we got quite deep here. But there is very much being around others or having a partnership being part of your destiny. So, yeah. And that is all. Bye.